Welcome to Only Good Heroes. I'm your host, Lucia Nazzaro, and on this show, we are highlighting incredible people and organizations making a huge impact in their communities and our world during these challenging times. On today's show, we are welcoming actor, musician, and a friend of mine, Barry Pearl. Barry, best known for his role as Duty in Grease. Barry, thanks so much for joining us today.
Well, Lucia, it's my honor. Believe me. Thank you.
When Barry got his stimulus check, there's a picture behind Barry right now of what he did with that check, which was give it away. And Barry, where did that inspiration come? You handed it out to your local grocery store that you visit on a regular basis, giving $10 to every employee of the grocery store. Where did that inspiration come from to give your check away?
The initial thought was, what are you trying to do with me here? Living alongside of that, for people who got the full $1,200, you're right, it's a lot of money for many people. Mm-hmm. And I really appreciated that. And I thought, I'm going to just tear up this check. Cutting off my nose to spite my face. And then I actually thought, it's such a negative place to go. And we all, I think, many of us are in that space that where you want to take a spiritual shower, if you will, let's just get past this. And I thought, better that I turn this into a positive thing. Why don't we just donate this money? We are in a position to be able to do that and not cramp our economics, hurt our home economics. And I thought, I think a cool thing would be to go to, in this case, it's a Mexican market called Vallarta Market. And it's just spectacular, it's pristine. Their deli section is ridiculously wonderful. The people there are so sweet. I said, why don't I go there and just hand out $10 bills to people, to the people that work on the floor? She says, it's a great idea. And I thought, maybe this would be nice to let people know that this is being done because it might be incentive for others to do that. So you see the genesis and then how this begins to become more and more positive. Mm-hmm. A woman that I spoke to subsequently, who was a manager, said, there are really 110. Is there any way that you might be able to expand it to include the folks that aren't working that day? I just feel so good about what we did. So my wife and I said, yeah. We took an extra like $230 some odd from our pocket, basically, and it came to over $1,000. I handed out $10 bills to everybody on the floor and then gave the rest of it to management, who would then hand it out to the folks that weren't on the floor that day. And it felt so good.
One of the other incredible things you're doing right now, Barry, is a campaign called Theater Will Survive. Can you tell us about that campaign?
It is an arm of our union of Actors Equity. And it is there for people that are in dire need, help folks who are financially scrapped, can't pay the rent that month, their mortgage that month, their bills of any sort that month. And you can go to the fund and get either a loan or a forgivable loan from the fund. And the way it is funded is through folks like your viewers and folks like myself, other actors. Every opening night, instead of little trinkets, presents for opening night gifts, I usually make a donation to the Actors Fund on behalf of the particular cast I'm working with. So what has been happening during these COVID days is many folks, many producers, many writers, artists have put together COVID videos where, for instance, the cast of Mamma Mia, the original cast of Hairspray, they will do Can't Stop the Beat in a Zoom fashion. So my friend Ned Ginsberg and Michael Colby, who are writers and composers respectively, they came up with a song called Theater Will Survive. And they reached out to about, I want to say 50 of us to record a portion of this song that the message of which is that we will get through this. We will survive this. And the cast includes Christina Andreas, Christina Bianco, people that you might, your viewers might know, Robert Cuccelli, Judy Kay, Jason Graw and I are the representatives from the West Coast, Eddie Corvich, Faith Prince, who was Adelaide in The Guys and Dolls that Jerry Zaks directed many years ago.
I think sometimes we don't realize that actors do need help, right?
Yes.
There's this, I think we take actors for granted sometimes, and the arts for granted, that it's just always going to be there. But when something like COVID hits and actors aren't getting paid and they have families and rent, we take for granted that they have lives too, right? That need to be supported. And
that is correct.
They may not be able to continue acting if there isn't support during those times. And I know the Actors Fund has a special COVID section on their website for actors that need help during these times as well.
Correct.
So are there any stories you can think of, Barry, or people that have gotten help from the Actors Fund that have made, the Actors Fund has made a huge impact because they needed that help?
Many years ago, I want to say it was probably in the 80s, I needed help, actually. And I went to the fund to pay off, I think it was a rather large credit card bill that I subsequently paid it back to the Actors Fund. And through the years, because of that gesture on the part of that organization, I do what I do today, which I mentioned earlier.
If people want to donate, where can they go to donate to the Actors Fund?
I believe it's the actorsfund.com. You can Google it.
On behalf of Only Good Heroes and my show, we want to make a $100 donation to the Actors Fund to say thank you for what you're doing and all the work that you're doing, and of course the video to spread awareness. So
that's a lovely surprise. I did not expect that. Thank you very, very much, Lucia.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you.
Yes, actorsfund.org. It's all one word, actorsfund.org. Yeah, that's pretty terrific of you.
Prepare for its comeback. So say whatever you will. There's shine left in our jewel, and time for its renewal. The theater will survive.
And for more inspiring stories, make sure to head over to onlygood.tv, or you can find us on Instagram at onlygood.tv. Thanks so much for joining us, and we'll be back soon with more Only Good Heroes.